Miss Alcoholic that she is, Miss Panty Dropper after 2 shots, okay? This girl, if you want a piece of Amy, give her 2 shots. She'll give it to y'all, okay? This girl campaigned against my best friend, Gulchata. In Brooklyn, she'd get a beating, but here we have a couple of other rules, so we can't break her fingers. You know what I mean? Just kidding, just kidding. I didn't break anybody's fingers, it's all a lie. Anyway.
Wow.
You need to understand, Amy never represented this party. She was a chairwoman for 5 months, about to be recalled, and she quit because she knew her time was up because she was useless as on a board. You know what that means?
Oh my God.
No, I don't know what that means, Michele. That's Michele Fiore. There's about a bunch of fighting going on. This is locally in Nevada, a bunch of leaders out there. Donald Trump's not the only one that's mad about these midterm elections and the blame that's getting spread around. These folks here are also fighting now. Here's the players in this drama series. Michele Fiore, as you see there, she's a Las Vegas city councilwoman. There's also Amy Tarkanian, who she was talking about, former chairwoman and wife of Danny Tarkanian, Douglas County Commissioner. And lastly, Michael McDonald, chair for the Nevada Republican Party. We'll get to him in a second. But Michele's not done disparaging Amy Tarkanian over this election. Let's let her keep going with this explicit rant.
I wasn't gonna say any of this tonight, but I have to tell you, when you drive up and down this state, we've got 17 counties, and this alcoholic bimbo who smears the Tarkanian name, smears it. May Jerry Tarkanian rest in peace. He's turning over in his grave that his stupid son Danny married a stupid waitress from Fresno, and now screws everybody when they're campaigning after 2 shots, and now she's working for the Democrats. And let me tell you something. I worked with Ron Ford. He was a senator. I was an assemblywoman. No, I don't know how snugly Amy got with Ron, but I'm gonna tell you something ain't right. And I know it's 2-shot Amy Tarkanian, okay? So, you know, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
I think it's a little late for that. So Amy Tarkanian, focus of Michele Fiore's ire. What, she must have done something really bad, right? Let's look into what she did. Tarkanian, who's a regular contributor on Fox News and Newsmax, yes, she is a Republican, has endorsed Democratic State Treasurer Zach Conine's re-election bid against Fiore and Democratic Attorney General Aaron, as they pronounced it, Ford's re-election campaign against Republican nominee Sigal Chattah. So she endorsed a couple of Democrats over a couple of Republicans. And best part about that is Fiore, who was speaking up there, lost her bid for treasurer to Conine in last week's election. Now that's when all this anger comes from. For those of you who don't watch sports and don't recognize that name Tarkanian, especially when it comes to Nevada, and why Michele was still talking about Jerry rolling over in his grave. Jerry Tarkanian coached the UNLV basketball team to multiple Final Four appearances and a national championship. Here's old Jerry. He's passed away since, as they pointed out. He's known for chewing on that towel out of his nervousness in watching his team play. What are your thoughts on this, Jessica? This dirty infighting that's happening, because there's more behind it, trust.
Right, yeah. To me, I'm listening to this and thinking, okay, if drinking alcohol and sleeping with a bunch of people disqualifies you for public office in some way, the halls of Congress would be empty right now. And the thing that gets me is she's only saying this because it's a woman. If you said the same stuff about a man, would not have the same impact. It wouldn't feel wrong, but it feels wrong because it's a woman doing it and you have a woman saying it. So it's oftentimes people who share the identity of oppressed communities that are doing the bidding of patriarchy and capitalism and racism. And it's just gross, like watch them do this to each other on the right in the United States. It happens all over the place, but it's just disgusting to see it happen and know that that's really the undertone here.
And what is the end game here? Your election gonna get flipped over these comments? Are people gonna suddenly come out hardcore against Amy Tarkanian because of your rants about 2 shots, whatever she's talking about? But as you point out, what are the disparaging remarks about whatever men are doing, whatever they're doing? Which, by the way, all these things are just her accusations off of how angry she is. As a matter of fact, let's let Amy Tarkanian, which, by the way, you noticed Amy Tarkanian was the one who posted those on her YouTube page because she wanted to point out the disgusting nature of these attacks that are coming towards her. But she went on, she did go on this radio show, Pushing the Limits show there, and she did respond. Let's watch.
When she was making these comments, I'm like, the only word that I could use is despicable. What do you make of these people that were actually egging her on and cheering for her?
It is despicable. And unfortunately, we do have a portion of the party that have been brainwashed. And they think that by misbehaving, by being a bully, by harassing, by name calling, that it's going to behoove them and benefit them. And all it does is it creates more division and more anger. And then you actually have a number of reasonable, rational human beings who no longer want to participate. You don't even have to say you're no longer welcome because you don't fall in line with us. We're gonna call you a rhino and everything else under the book, in the book. We don't want to be a part of that. And so the pendulum is actually going to swing at some point to sanity, and I will be more than happy to remain as a Republican and not participate until that day comes.
Gonna have to disagree with you on that last point there, Amy. I'm not sure if the pendulum is swinging back to any kind of sanity within this party with this type of stuff. We see all these national figures, but these local leaders are doing very much similar things and might be even more out of control considering they don't get the same kind of attention that the Donald Trumps and the Ron DeSantis of the world get. But this is what's going on in Nevada as they fight amongst this loss in this election.